Fallout New Vegas is a great game. Every 60 seconds in Africa, a minute passes. Is it a perfect game, however? Most certainly not. And one problem I've noticed on YouTube is that a lot of people make up issues with New Vegas rather than actually pointing out things that exist. It is a legitimate problem. I hear a lot of people trying to defend other games like Fallout 3 or Fallout 4, or are trying to actually criticize Fallout New Vegas, but then the problem is that they end up making things up. Things that aren't present in the game, or things that can be blamed on their stupidity. So, to counter this, I have decided to make this video. A video with legitimate critiques about Fallout New Vegas, and hopefully now we can stop with the people pretending that New Vegas fans like myself just think that the game is perfect and there's literally nothing wrong with it. And hey, hopefully you can learn a thing or two about the game. Now, considering that I have Enclave in the name, of course I have to start with something related to the Enclave, and that is indeed what I will do. You see, in the game, there are the Enclave remnants. One of them is Orion Marino. He is considered to be the best soldier out of all of the remnants, and he was very patriotic, very loyal to the Enclave, and he hates the fact that the NCR took out the Enclave. And whenever you talk to him, he will be very sure to let you know that he hates the NCR. Oh my god, indeed, he does hate the NCR. And don't you dare think that allying with the NCR is a good thing. Arcade Gannon even says that he became a shell of a man after the Enclave fell. So it's only reasonable that he would have a seething hatred for whoever is responsible for the fall of the Enclave, and in this case, that is the NCR. After you gather the remnants, if you say that you want the Enclave to support the NCR, Marino will walk out on you, and, if you fail a speech check, he will try to kill you. However, if you pass that same speech check, he will side with the NCR. Now, what is this speech check? What is this speech check that can suddenly make this guy, with such a seething hatred for all NCR, suddenly decide to side with them? Well, you can tell them that he can look cool in front of the NCR Troopers at the Battle of Hoover Dam. Now, I'm not sure how he spends 40 years hating everything related to the New California Republic, and how he can go from wanting to murder you for so much as suggesting the idea of siding with the NCR to agreeing with you and going fully on board with you for simply saying that he can look cool in front of some troopers. I'm sorry. The quest made damn sure that I understood that this guy does not like the NCR, and how much the NCR has ruined him, and how much the NCR has affected his life. And this is what makes him side with the New California Republic? Are you fucking kidding me? Hey, we know we ruined your life, we actively tax you, we call you a squatter, and that we ruined your reason for being on this planet, but hey, you can look cool, so I guess that's fine. Talk about being fucking unbelievable. Now, this is a minor one, but it's one that is worth mentioning. You see, in Vegas, there are 3 casinos. There is the Tops, there is Gomorrah, and there is the White Glove Society. White Glove Society has a reputation system, just like most other factions in the game. But, unfortunately, the other 2 do not. Now, you can make the argument that the Tops Hotel and Casino does not actually need a reputation system because it's really just there for you to go kill Benny and find Yes Man. But why not Gomorrah? You see, Gomorrah plays an active role in the Legion's plans to take over the New Vegas Strip. And there are a lot of things for you to do in Gomorrah. You can change leadership, you can uncover some dirty shit, you can save a prostitute, and that's just to name a few things. And considering they play an active role in the Legion's plans, why not add a reputation system for them? I know, 18 months in development and all. But you'd think, considering the importance of the New Vegas Strip to the entire story of Fallout New Vegas, you'd think that one of the active players in the Legion's plans would actually have one of those. I don't think it could have been that difficult to add in a patch. I'm probably wrong there, but still, you'd think it would have a reputation system, but it does not. I know, again, it's a minor thing, but it's something that's worth mentioning. Now here's where it gets dumb. There is a companion in the game called Veronica. It's considered to be one of the best companions in the game. If you talk to her, you can get her to reveal the fact that she had a girlfriend before, but were forced to split up due to Brotherhood ideology that the members had to repopulate. Her ex-girlfriend, Christine, was then forced to leave Veronica behind. If you talk to Veronica, it's quite obvious that she really misses Christine, and it's really affecting her just to think about it. Now, the thing about Christine is that you can find her in the Dead Money DLC. Yet, after you return from the Sierra Madre, you can't tell Veronica that you found Christine. That's right, one of the main reasons for her being so miserable half the time just gets completely dropped out of nowhere. You'd think that this would be important for Veronica's character. You'd think that there would at least be an option to say that, hey, the love of your life is alive and well at the Sierra Madre, but no. You can tell her all about Father Elijah and what you had to do to him, but no, you can't tell her about the love of her life being alive and well. Now, I have heard the justification that it was actually because Veronica's voice actress was so expensive and was difficult to book, so they couldn't get that voice line recorded. But my retort to that excuse would be, then don't have Christine be Veronica's girlfriend. Have her be some rando with another story that Elijah just kidnapped. Don't just have one of the main aspects in the backstories of one of your companions be completely disregarded for no goddamn reason. In-game, that is. Again, 18 months and all, but if you have this fucking time limitation and it's so difficult to book the voice actress for Veronica, and you're so concerned about the story and all the backstory, then don't make one of the points of the DLC that you find her girlfriend only for that point to be completely dropped. It's fucking annoying, it's fucking stupid, and it makes no in-game goddamn sense. And hey, since we're on the topic of things making no goddamn sense, let us talk about the NCR Trooper right outside the Lucky 38. Okay, so in case you don't know, after you leave the Lucky 38 for the first time, an NCR Trooper walks up to you and gives you a note from their ambassador called Ambassador Crocker. In the note, it says that all the crimes you have perpetrated against the NCR will be forgiven if you decide to work with the NCR. My problem with that is, what if you decided to murder every NCR Trooper you came across? I mean, hell, the game makes it very damn clear that the NCR are getting virtually no reinforcements, almost no supply, no help from Shady Sands, and that the little that they do have there is barely enough to even hold their current position. Yet they are just willing to forgive you for murdering, for example, the Mojave Outpost, the Prim Garrison, all the NCR ranger stations on the road to New Vegas, the NCR troops at Boulder City, the NCR troops at the 188 Trading Post, Camp McCarran, the Crimson Caravan Company. All of this because they saw you go into the Lucky 38. Really. Now, there comes a point where I don't give a rat's ass how important the Lucky 38 is to the NCR. If I just murdered half your garrisons in the Mojave, then I think that that is enough reason for you to disregard any possible goodness I have, or however useful I can be, and just shoot me on the spot before I murder another one of your garrisons. And before you say that the same thing can be said about the Legion, no, it cannot. Linnaeus did practically the same thing to the Legion, but they still adopted him because he was really brutal. And that was, kind of the point. But NCR? Especially with the manpower issues that the New California Republic is having? No, I'm sorry, no. Now, in order to prevent myself from developing a migraine, I'm gonna let my friend Prometheus, link in the description, talk about another point in regards to Fallout New Vegas, and while he explains this next point, I'm gonna take the opportunity to get myself some medication before I develop a fucking migraine.
Thank you for having me, Emily. My specific criticism is on the quest, One for My Baby from Fallout New Vegas. So inside Novak, you'll see a dinosaur. If you go inside it at night, you'll meet a very gruff man named Boone. He used to be a member of 1st Recon, the most elite sniper unit in the NCR. He was actually at the massacre of Bitter Springs and had to gun down women, elderly, and children by the orders of his superiors. Those memories still to this day haunt him, and as a result, he left the NCR on the same term. He settled into Novak with his wife, and his wife got sold into sex slavery while he was off duty. He went out of his way to track down the slavers, and he wasn't in a position to kill the slavers, so he instead killed his wife. Boone needs your help to track down the person who sold his wife into slavery so he can deliver some wasteland justice. The plan is for you to find the evidence for who did it and bring them in front of the dinosaur at night while wearing Boone's 1st Recon beret, so Boone knows who exactly to kill. Boone also doesn't want you to speak to him again after he tells you his plan, so nobody gets suspicious of you two working together. My criticism of this quest is, why is it that the citizens of Novak, regardless of reputation or lack thereof, are more than willing to follow you in front of the dinosaur at night with no hint of resistance or self-preservation? Literally nobody asks questions or refuses, there is no speech checks involved or anything like that. You just tell them you have something cool to show them, and they just go with you at night. This is extremely confusing behavior considering someone disappeared not too long ago. You would think that would influence people to be more suspicious of such a request, but no, even the person who did it isn't even the least bit suspicious of the idea that you want to show her something cool in front of the same dinosaur on the same exact shift as the man whose wife she herself sold off into slavery. Anyway, Boone blows her head off and asks, "How did you know?" You see, Boone is an ex-soldier who is against blindly following orders because of what he was ordered to do in Bitter Springs. He is a skeptical person through and through and openly criticizes the NCR for their shortcomings, which is all well and good. The problem is, it seems that old habits die hard for Boone here, because he hates the idea of blindly following orders, but is more than willing to blindly kill whoever you bring in front of the dinosaur at night. He is more than willing to put all of his faith into a complete stranger to solve the mystery he couldn't and bring his wife to justice. If you tell him you didn't have any proof, he gets mad at you, rightfully so, for conducting a bad investigation, and the decision shouldn't be made based on a guess. I absolutely agree with you, Boone, which is why I am so confused. If it's not okay to blindly guess who sold your wife into sex slavery so you can kill them, why is it then absolutely kosher for you to blindly trust a complete stranger to do the right thing solely based off of the fact that you don't know them and they said they would bring your wife to justice? As Boone himself knows, people lie all the time and have ulterior motives. Being a stranger doesn't exempt me from that, so why would you blindly accept my judgment and then only ask for evidence after the fact? You could have just told me to sneak back into the dinosaur after I found the evidence I needed. Then, after looking over said evidence, asked me to bring the culprit to be killed. That way, we still have the element of surprise, and you have the closure you need to make an informed decision when delivering wasteland justice. Our boy Boone seems to want to have it both ways. He wants to be skeptical of everyone and everything but the player character. He wants you to do a thorough investigation, but won't even look at the evidence till after a life has been taken. He actively feels remorse for the Bitter Springs massacre and the fact that throughout his military career he has blindly followed orders and as a result have caused lots of pain and suffering, but will blindly trust someone's word that he doesn't even know. That's the criticism I have towards Fallout New Vegas Quest, One for My Baby. Thanks for having me on, Emily. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Prometheus. But now we get to... oh boy. Oh god, the real fucking big one. Okay, so, for those of you that don't know, Lonesome Road is my favorite piece of Fallout in all of Fallout. From the areas, to the design, to the sound, to the enemies, to the everything, I fucking love the Lonesome Road. It's very linear, yes, but that's the DLC I keep finding myself going back to, and it really is just that enjoyable. However, there is a... you know, I was gonna say a small problem, but no. Okay, so basically, throughout this DLC, some guy called Ulysses, who has been hinted at prior in the game throughout the DLCs and during your patrol of the Mojave, and every time he interacts with you, he tells you some part of his backstory or what he thinks of you or some of your backstory. It's still very vague to allow the players to, you know, roleplay. But he comments on things you do and things you have done throughout your adventure in the Lonesome Road. If you are siding with anyone other than the Legion without a melee build, that being you use guns, rockets, bombs, that sort of thing, he will low-key mock you for it, saying that you're a coward for killing from afar. Alright, fair enough. I guess he's just brainwashed by the Legion. And basically thinks that it's a bitch move to kill people at a distance. Alright, it's stupid, but okay. Alright, fine. Kind of annoying that he finds the need to repeat himself, saying that you really are a bitch for killing at a distance. So eventually you find him and find out what his real plan is, and oh, for fuck! Alright, no. Alright, motherfucker. No. Throughout my entire journey in the Lonesome Road, you have been making comments about how I am a coward for killing at a distance. You made damn sure to tell me that you think I am a bitch for killing at a fucking distance using bombs and explosives. And here you are using intercontinental ballistic missiles with nuclear fucking charges to nuke the entire goddamn NCR, an entire country, and then you say you will do the exact same thing to the Legion should they turn on themselves. Now, what in the fuck? What the fuck is this? This isn't even a case of, oh, I didn't think of that. No, 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 no. When he is talking to you, he is already in that base and is just not firing the missiles because he's waiting for Eddie, which has the launch codes. And you'd think that while he is saying that you are a coward for killing at a distance, you'd think that, you know, the fact he's surrounded by nuclear warheads would kinda tip him off to this massive hypocrisy. You're a fucking coward for killing at a distance. Well, what am I doing now? I'm just sitting here next to my intercontinental nuclear missiles. I actually think I'm going fucking insane. Did nobody think of this? How have I not heard this pointed out by other people before? This isn't a case of the character not having thought about it, or having skipped a bit of the logic and just going for it. No, this is a direct contradiction to what Ulysses tells you throughout your journey in the Lonesome Road. He could just at least, you know, not call you a coward for killing at a distance. Yeah, maybe he could do that. But the fact that we have a bunch of fucking morons online making videos about New Vegas saying that Ulysses talks funny, and that's the only reason they don't like him, because he talks fucking funny and plays you up to be a more important person than you may end up actually being. And people just somehow miss this. People just somehow miss that he is surrounded by missiles and he's talking shit about you killing from a distance with bombs. And what hurts more is that Ulysses is not a stupid character. In fact, if you talk to him and exhaust all of the dialogue options, and you've paid attention during your patrolling of the Mojave while wishing for a nuclear win, and making a note of the places he has been to and the people he has interacted with, you actually find out that he has been planning this for a long time. He is quite a smart guy. He's very well read, and his name isn't, well, it's not his birth name, but it's the name he gave himself because he's just that well read. So the fact that he didn't even consider this massive fucking hypocrisy actually made my head explode when I realized it. So yeah, while there are certainly more critiques about Fallout New Vegas that you can make, that is it for me and Prometheus here today. Thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for rating, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.